All right, all you crazy fencing maniacs, I'm gonna take you and show you something that's pretty cool on today's episode. I keep harping on you guys about getting involved in your local associations. This week I've been in Dallas, Texas at the AFA Fence Installation School, and running concurrently with the Fence Installation School has been an operations management school, teaching people how to become better managers in their business. While the installation side focuses on things that are very fence specific, the operations management side really has to do with construction in general. However, one of the things that's come out of this is a group of people got together and started brainstorming, and we realized that we're really struggling trying to find talent, which we all know. Out of that came the question, a couple masterminds got together and they got to talking and realized that there's a huge mismatch between what employers and employees are looking for, and decided to survey the entire room and ask some very inquisitive questions. And the questions and answers are coming up next on this episode of Successful Contractor. If you could do us a huge favor and just give us a quick thumbs up on this episode, we'd greatly appreciate it. And if you're not subscribed already, consider subscribing. This is the kind of great content that we're striving to bring to our viewers to help you build a better contracting business. Now let's go in. So let's meet the players. There's a face you'll recognize. I'm Mr. Ryan Sloop.
What are we doing today?
Who knew a whistlepuss like you could do a project like this?
It's a little bit out of my comfort zone.
And this is a new character. Now, Todd, would you care to tell these people who you are and what you're doing here?
So I'm Todd Hill from Madisonville, Kentucky, and I'm just here to help us get better.
On these cards that you guys are looking over, here's a sample of a card. What exactly were the instructions for these cards?
So we had employees tell us what's the top 5 benefits they're looking to join a company. What would attract them to do that? And then we asked them what would be the top 5 reasons they would leave that company to go to another.
Okay, so that was the employee side. Now the employers were given the same card and given similar instructions.
That's correct. So the employers, we asked them what's the top 5 characteristics or positive traits you look for in a potential employee, and then what is the top 5 reasons that you would ask them to leave.
And luckily we had about 40 employers and about 40 employees all in the same room, and so they split the room up in half and put half of them on one side, half on the other side, and had them fill out these cards. And they're right now busy compiling all the answers to those questions to see what the common trend is and see where the mismatch between employers and employees are, so that hopefully we can narrow that gap.
So this is kind of a chance for employers to look and have an opportunity to hear what potential employees would honestly say, because nobody's ever going to tell off the cuff, these are the things that are desirable and these are the things that are not. And this came about from a mastermind think tank that happened in the middle of the night last night, and this is our way to maybe gain some knowledge about how to recruit and retain and find those better people that we're looking for.
So all of us sat around last night for hours talking about this until we basically couldn't talk anymore, and this is what came out of it. Now, this is not my idea. I take no credit for this. I was just involved in giving my 2 cents, what was worth probably a half a cent. These are all the cards, and if they've got pink on them, those are the employee cards, and the yellow ones over here. And as you can see, there is the list, and the list really isn't that long. What you start finding is that there's some pretty serious common trends, common things. So we're going to try and see if we can narrow that down to some commonalities. And at the end of the video, what we're going to do is we're going to reveal to you what the answers were.
It was very interesting last night. We stayed up till 11 o'clock. We tallied all these results up. So on the one side, we have loyalty, positive work environment, empowerment, which is equipment and training. Everybody wants good equipment and to be trained, knowledge. Good benefits, job satisfaction, paid time off, advancement opportunity, health care, communication. And then over here in the corner, we put, there was 2 that said felony acceptance. And I'm going to talk about that in just a minute. So this is what people who are looking to join a team are looking for. On the right side is the qualities of a potential team member, those who are hiring. The top one is motivated, enthusiastic, punctual, which is reliable, honest, loyal, coachable, quality-minded, respectful, team player, and problem solver. people who are looking to hire, this is what they want out of the people that's looking for a job. Praise and appreciation finds its value in its scarcity, just as diamonds and gold. If diamonds and gold were as plentiful as coal, it'd be worth nothing. You can't burn it, we wouldn't even mine it. And praise and appreciation is encouragement, and encouragement means to put courage in, and we do it by words. You take courage out, you discourage by words. So encourage one another, brag on one another. Every one of us. I don't care if you're 40 years old and 6'6" and 300 pounds of pure muscle. You have a 12-year-old boy in you that wants encouragement. You know how you make a 12-year-old boy 2 inches taller? You brag on him. We all have that in us. The difference between a kick in the tail and a pat on the back is about that many vertebrae, but what it does in a man or woman's life is so powerful. So while we have the opportunity, let's encourage one another, share with one another, cross-pollinate, and let's all grow and become stronger. Thank you all.
So these guys spent a lot of time putting the list together that shows what the employers are looking for and what the employees are looking for lack of better terms. We like to call them leaders and team members, but most of you are going to know them as employers and employees. And I would encourage you to change your thought process from employees to team members, because it makes a huge difference. Somebody asked why we do that in our company. And the difference is an employee really doesn't have a purpose. They're just supposed to show up and work, where a team member knows that he's a part of a larger organization that's working to move the organization forward in a positive direction. When that team moves forward in a positive direction, it's a benefit to everybody. Let's talk about what's on these pieces of paper and how it may impact your business and how you recruit for new people. So, team members, what are they looking for? They're looking for good pay. A lot of people think that, you know what, I'm just going to try and provide a great environment and that's going to have to be enough because I don't want to pay a whole lot or I can't afford to pay a whole lot. But the reality of the situation is much like you, we all want to make a little bit more money, especially if we're really good at what we do. We expect to get top dollar for what we're doing. So I encourage you to evaluate your monetary compensation in your company and see if you can't do just a little bit better, because out of 25 cards, 11 of them said that they want good pay. The other thing employees are looking for, team members are looking for, is loyalty. What they want to know is they want to know you've got their back. As their team leader, that you've got their back, you're going to cover them. If they make a mistake once, that you're not just going to berate them and tear them down, that you're going to use that as a learning opportunity to help build them up. Positive work environment. We all know that one rotten apple can spoil the bunch. And we've seen that time and time again. In our organization, we've seen that. So when something's rotten or when there's a bad environment, we work very diligently and very quickly to fix that, because if not, your one donkey can run off all of your thoroughbreds, and that's not what you want. Next down the list is empowerment. They want to know that they can be empowered to make decisions, that you're going to empower them to do things on their own. And I think that the opposite of that would maybe be micromanagement. So think of doing the opposite of that when you're coaching your team members through their day. Good benefits. I think pay is great, but good benefits helps you give that extra edge to your company that maybe some other people aren't. In our company, we offer not a 401k, but we've opted for something simpler, and that's a SEP. Makes it a little bit simpler and cheaper on our end to manage for our smaller team. And one of the things that we do that's unique to our company is we put the first 3% in, not the last. And why do we do that? We do that because a lot of these kids are young and they don't understand yet the importance of savings, but we want them to know that SWI cares about them and cares about their future enough so, and wants to encourage them to save. And so we put the first 3% in and hope that they'll match it, rather than expecting them to put the first 3% in and then matching that. So we do it a little bit backwards. That's one of the things we do. And it's because we know the demographic of the people that work for our company. Job satisfaction. They want to know that the work that they're doing really matters. Is what I'm doing matters? Does anybody care about me? Do I get a satisfaction out of completing a project? Can I see the results and the fruits of my labor every day when I go to work? And how charged up am I by that? So figure out a way to make sure that job satisfaction is a part of your team's goal. Help them see the results of the work they're doing. Make sure that they know the work they're doing matters. You know, that they are providing a service to all these customers who really appreciate them. Share all the positive feedback that you get from the customers so that they know that that work matters. Paid time off. I would consider that a benefit, but 5 out of the 24 cards said paid time off, which means in our industry, we're not doing enough to make sure that our team members can take time for themselves, and that's huge. So, and I think right along with that, I didn't make the cards, but the other thing is paid holidays. Why are we not taking care of our team members with paid holidays? And I know there's several companies that still aren't doing that. Make sure your team has time to rest and they don't want to have to worry about whether or not it's going to kill them financially to take a vacation. You can do that for your team, and I suggest you do because it's important to them. Advancement opportunity is the next down the list. I don't think any of us like to feel stuck. One of the things when I thought that we were going to have to shut down our company and I was never going to be working for myself again, one of the things that scared me the most was the limited upside, that I felt like I would go to work for somebody that wouldn't see the benefit of me and that I would be stuck, that I would never be able to, I'd hit that glass ceiling and I'd never be able to bust through. Where as an entrepreneur or a business owner, I feel like there's no glass ceiling. I can go as high as I let myself go and as high as I work towards. A lot of people really want to see that they can actually work from the bottom of the company all the way to the top. And there are a ton of stories out there talking about people doing just that. Starting out as a janitor and then working up to CEO even, because they showed their dedication to the company, they showed they know what the company is about, and they work through every level. And those people are usually very well respected. So find ways to give your team members an opportunity to advance themselves. Oh, this is the big elephant in the room, healthcare. And I know it's crazy expensive, but you're gonna have to do the best that you can because of those people, almost 20%, like 18% of the people said they don't have health care, and that's important to them. We employ a relatively young crowd in the fence industry. It's a young man's game, and more of those people are finding out that health insurance is important. And if the rest of them knew, they would be demanding health insurance. But a lot of times when we're young, we think we're invincible and we're never going to get sick, and we don't realize the importance of that. So I think that if the crowd was maybe just a touch older, maybe in their 30s and starting a family and having kids and stuff, I think that you would see that number grow exponentially to where ultimately I think all employees really want to see healthcare happen. And I don't feel, personally in our company, we didn't feel that was the government's job to do that, so we've gone through the extra step and actually cover 75% of an employee's healthcare. It's a large expense in our company, but we do it because it matters to our team. Communication. And I know there are a ton of people out there that are terrible communicators. Communication's huge. You've got to communicate with your team. Not only make sure that you're communicating everything that you need to communicate with them, but the way you communicate. So try not to be confrontational when you communicate. Ask the right questions. Instead of saying, why aren't you here right now? Say, hey, is there something going on at home that's preventing you from being here? Just the way you ask a question when you communicate with people can make a big difference in whether or not they go on the defensive. It can also show them that you actually care about them as a person. So look at the way you're communicating with your team and how often you're communicating with your team if you're an employer, and see if it needs to be changed. Also making the list, equipment and training. They want the best equipment and they want to be trained so that they know the best way to do their job. So get your people the training and the equipment to make their job easier. Building fence isn't easy, and sometimes we make it harder by not investing in the right equipment to make it easier on our team. That's one thing our company prides itself in, is making sure that our team has the right tools to get the job done as safely and efficiently as possible, while also looking out for their health. You know, it means giving them equipment so that they don't have to lift heavy rolls of chain link, so that they have machinery to be able to do that for them. So think about those things and make your teams work lighter wherever you possibly can through training and equipment. Now, what are we looking for as the employers? Here's what we're looking for. We're looking for motivated people. Out of 44 cards that were turned in, 26 people said, we need motivated people. We don't need people that are going to wait for something to come to them. We want the people that are hard charging, that see a task and say, you know what, I'm going to go get it. We don't have to run behind them with the cattle prod and make them go. We want the people that see a problem and go to start solving it. Number 2 on the list, we want people that are enthusiastic, that love what they do. So I think that meshes very well with the people that want to love what they do and they want job satisfaction. People that have job satisfaction are enthusiastic. Make your workplace as fun a place to work as possible. Work isn't always fun, but we can make it less fun by creating a bad environment. If you want job satisfaction, be enthusiastic about what you do. Take the opportunity to come to these things and give it everything, because when you come to these trainings, it is like drinking from a fire hose. So if you're looking for a job, employers want enthusiasm. I can't believe this even had to make the list, but apparently there's a huge problem with punctuality, and that's one of the things we saw in our company, that we have a little bit of a problem with people wanting to show up. I understand the people that want to be right on time. I don't understand the people that want to be late. You're hurting your employer, and that's a way of stealing from your employer, because you think it's just being late and it's only affecting you, but it could be affecting an entire team, because the team can't get started until you're there. So be punctual. Challenge yourself to be 15 minutes early if you're habitually late. Don't let traffic be an excuse. Don't let your alarm clock be an excuse. Take charge of your life and decide that you're going to get out of bed and you're going to get to work on time, and I think that really plays into your enthusiasm for what you do. Not only being punctual, but that means being reliable. And I think that really ties into loyalty as well. Punctual and reliable. This was at the top of my list. Honesty. If you can't be honest, you have no place in our company. This is my number one thing. Number one, I have terminated more employment for dishonesty than for any other reason. I have no place for dishonesty. I can overlook a lot of mistakes, a lot of problems, mistakes that cost thousands of dollars, but what I can't overlook is dishonest people. They have no place in our organization, because dishonest people steal. Next on the list, guess what? We want loyalty too. You want loyalty, and we want loyalty. We're looking for somebody that we can depend on, that's going to be there punctually every day, that has our back, that doesn't go out and talk bad to the other team members and do all the things that tear the company down and tear the company image down. That you've got our back no matter what, because you're our representative. You're our boots on the ground and our interaction with our customers. So we want to know that you're going to be loyal to the company, that you're going to basically, as the Cowboys say, ride for the brand. You want loyalty, we want loyalty. Let's make that happen. We want people that are coachable. Are you somebody that thinks you know it all? Guess what? We don't want that. We want people that realize they don't know it all, and even though they might have been doing this for 20 or 30 years, are always looking for ways to up their game and do a better job. Be coachable. Be somebody that's willing to look at new ideas. The last thing that anybody wants when you come into a new company is, well, this is how we did it in our other company. Nobody cares, trust me. Nobody cares. If you can approach that through good communication and say, here's an idea, that's different. I am open to ideas, and we listen to all the ideas that our team members bring into us. But starting with hey, this is the way we did it in our old company and you need to do that here, that's not the right approach. Be coachable, learn our ways, we'll learn your ways, and we'll see what works the best. But don't be rigid. Don't be rigid in your ideas, and be ready to be flexible. Be open to change. Quality-minded. This is one thing that I can attest in our business, that if you're not quality-minded, that causes us a ton of problems, because it's callbacks. If you just want to get the job done and you don't care, it's that attitude of, can't see it from my house. It's good enough for the women I date. You know, those are the common sayings on the job. The reality is those cost us money, because we have to go back and we have to do those things when the customer goes out there, and it tarnishes our name, and it costs us money, and it costs us time. And just as we talked about in the last video, there's opportunity costs associated, because instead of being on the next job that's profitable, now I'm back on this job fixing something that should have been done right the first time. Be respectful. We've had problems recently where a team member that wanted to be a team leader was being disrespectful to his team leader. We had to pull him aside and say, you know what? If you're treating your team leader with this much disrespect, we have some serious concerns about your ability to lead other people and treat them with respect. Because if you don't respect the people above you, how are you ever going to respect the people below you? So be respectful to all the people around you. Treat them with respect. Learn from them. Learn from the people above you. Learn from the people below you. Be respectful of those people. That's what we want. We want somebody that's a team player. And that's not a mistake. We don't want an employee. Nobody says I want an employee. They said I want a team player. That means you're a part of a team. You're moving our organization forward. All of us are moving the organization forward. It's not just one person. It takes everybody doing their job for us all to succeed. When we all succeed, the company succeeds, and the company in turn shows that success and their appreciation for that success through little certificates of appreciation called dollars. And those dollars can come to you in many different ways. It can come through wages, benefits, all those things that you guys said you want. So be a team player and see if those benefits don't come to you. If they don't, I suggest that you're probably not working for a company that values you. Go find a company that does value you. Okay, the last one on the list that employers are looking for is we want people that can solve problems. Every day there's going to be problems. Doesn't matter what job I send my guys on, there's going to be a problem. It's not going to be exactly what it was on the piece of paper. You're going to have to engage your brain, and you're going to have to solve that problem. You're going to have to use the resources that you've been given to solve that problem, and ultimately, the better you can solve that problem without involving your next up or your owners or your leaders, the more you'll be worth. I tell my people when they come to me with a problem, I said, don't come to me with a problem, come to me with 3 solutions, and I'll help you choose the best one if that's what you want, but don't come to me with problems. Because I want you to engage and think about how we can make it through whatever problem you're in. So be the kind of person that says, you know what, we have this issue that came up, and here's 3 ways I think we can solve it. What do you think? Don't say, hey, you know what, went out on the job today, sorry we couldn't get anything done, we had a problem and we just couldn't get past it, and I didn't know what to do. Can you tell me what to do? Asking for advice is one thing. Trying to pass off that problem on somebody else is something completely different. So be the type of person that says, I've got 3 solutions to the problem that we're encountering. Which one do you like best, or do you have another one that you would suggest? That's a whole lot different, and that shows me as an employer, you're really engaged and you're really thinking about what you're doing. Those people are worth a lot of money. So if you want that money, the good pay on number 1, that's how you can like rocket to the top, is be that problem solver. So that's the list. Of all the people in this room that took the time to fill out those cards, employers, employees, this is the list we have. So if you want to know what employers are looking for, why you can't find a job, or why you keep getting stuck at the bottom, take a look at some of those things and ask yourself honestly if you can do a little bit better. Challenge yourself to do one thing better every day. If you're lying, stop lying. Just be honest. That's number 4 on the list. Be honest. That's easy. It's super easy. If you get thrown in jail, tell them you got thrown in jail. Just be honest with them. It's going to go a lot better than if they find out you're lying to them. These are simple things. And if you're the type of employer that's not giving your people good pay and good benefits, you know what that means. Get those prices up. Real companies can pay their team what they deserve. If you want to be a real company, get the prices up so you can show your team the love they need. And if you want to work for a great team, I think SWI is pretty spectacular. Okay, one thing I forgot to mention is right here. Everybody screws up in life. None of us want our failures to define who we are. So if you're an employer that's not open to having somebody that has had a felony working for them, and you're struggling to find people, maybe it's time to start looking at people that have made a mistake in their life and are willing to change. So that came up twice. They wanted employers to look a little past them and give them a second shot if they had a felony. So that's the list. And until next time, there's some food for thought. And you have a good dang day.